Holmgren is alongside Chet. Thanks for taking a minute.
Appreciate
After what I know, it's been the pace of these games is exhausting. I've been amazed by the intensity. This is your first run in games like this. How would you describe what you have seen thus far as you participated in these finals?
It's hard to put into words, but you know, you're talking about the pace. You know, you really have to kind of put the wind to the side, and you just have to continue to compete. You know, you're going to get winded out there. Going up and down like that, having to execute so much on defense. You know, they throw a lot at you every possession. You know, you just have to continue to compete.
As we're watching this game, it's pretty comfortable in theory, right? It's an 18-point lead. You've got the grease hot, and you're doing what you all have done all year long. But this Pacers team have shown they will not go away. It's a 2-point lead, and I don't know if you're thinking, here we go again, but then in the blink of an eye, the highlight we just showed, you all are able to push this back to a comfortable margin, largely on the back of Jalen Williams. How do you describe what this young man gave your team tonight?
Man, he was special.
Whew.
He was special. I think it's a one-word summary. He was special tonight.
And I get that you all have seen it all year long, but these are the finals. This is the brightest the lights get. This is the biggest the stage gets. And for him to do it on this stage, just what does it say about what he is as a player, what he's becoming in this league?
Like you said, this is the biggest stage, but it doesn't matter where he's at. You know, he's special. That's Dub. That's what we see, like you said, all year. You know, it doesn't surprise me, but I'm still impressed by it.
What have you just personally enjoyed the most? I think we all know your story from Minnesota. When you were up there during the playoffs, J-Dub told us like the whole town was there watching you. And, you know, you're a kid from Minnesota, right? But here you are on this final stage. And I get that you're trying to win a chip, but it's the game you grew up playing. What's been the most fun about being on this stage?
It's all the little things, you know. Like you said, this is the biggest stage. It's easy to get wrapped up in, you know, everything that you thought it was growing up. But the beautiful things are all the little things that you got to focus on. You can't get wrapped up in that. You know, we're playing games. You got to focus on every single possession all game long, try to stack them up, and try to come away with wins.
Covering all these different sports as we do on SportsCenter, whether it's the World Series or the Super Bowl or a major championship in golf or whatever, people say you just try to keep it the same, right? It's just a game.
Yeah.
But come on, man. like this isn't a normal game.
I mean, it's easy to say it, but everybody's lying to you when they do say it.
Thank you for being honest.
Yeah.
So how do you do the best to make it just be just that, just another run?
Well, I mean, you prepare all year long. You have a routine. You know, we play 82 regular season games. And all season long, you're preparing like every single game is this stage, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And, you know, you just take that preparation and you continue it along no matter, you know, where you end up. And, you know, we've kind of taken that mindset and it's gotten us to where we are.
What's your sense of what it will take to get the last win? You'll get the first shot at it Thursday. If you need another one, you can come back home. But what do you believe will be required to knock off this very tough, talented Pacer team?
Nothing different than what we've seen this whole series. You know, like you said, they're not going to quit. They're going to continue to fight. They're going to continue to kick. You know, no team gets here in the finals, you know, if they quit easily. You know what I'm saying? So we got to bring it all because we know they're going to bring it all. And, you know, big games coming up.
Last quick thought. You're eyeballing what is this? All right, so you can contribute in a number of different ways. Your defense and your teammates credited you late in that critical Game 4 win. But you're holding the Pacers to 17% shooting for the series, 22 of 63 and 3 of 18 from deep. It just you can be significant on both ends. What's the mentality on that end when you're trying to do what you're doing defensively?
Understanding that there's two games to the game of basketball,
right?
Two sides to the game. You have to get it done on both ends, and you know, the shots haven't been going in, you know, like I would like to at the rate that I would like to. But you know, there's a whole second half of the game that I can focus on, and you know, I just try to do that, try to be there for my team, have their backs, try to execute every single play, get the coverages done, and you know, I feel like I can even be better in.
Yeah, but there's a great message in that if the buckets aren't falling on your end, then make sure the buckets don't fall on the other end. You've been contributing in a massive way in that way. Congratulations on this victory tonight, Chet. I appreciate you taking a minute.
Thank you very much.
That's my pleasure. Chet Holmgren, 40 in the finals, my guy. You're sitting taller than anybody else on this set, I'll promise you. You visited with me the other night, and now here we sit after a 40-point game in the finals. I appreciate how buttoned up and stoic you always are. No moment seems too large. But these are the finals and you just dropped 40. What satisfaction do you allow yourself in what you just did?
I don't really have a lot of it. I mean, it's cool. I think when I'm done with this season and we get time to reflect and hopefully we come out with a win, I'll be able to look back on it. But obviously losing, it doesn't really mean anything to me. So that's kind of how I look at it. But I think tonight I'll be able to look back a little bit and just think it was pretty cool. But, you know, the job, you're not first to 3. So in my head, like, this game is already done with.
Fair enough. But you didn't lose tonight, and you won largely because of your contributions, particularly there late. I just asked Chet about it. This Pacer team has shown they will not go to bed quietly. Like they're like my kids at home, man. They want to stay up late, don't want to go to sleep. But that run in the fourth and your impact on it, what's the state of mind when it gets to 2, and here come the Pacers again from your group?
It was a good test for us. If you really look back at game 1, this is around the same type of game that, you know, they started playing fast and they made a run. We understood that. Mark's been big on us about growing through the experiences. You know, you never want to be the same no matter what game it is, the finals, and we're able to get better through those and not panic.
Were there things from game 1 that you applied to this moment? I mean, that's a natural tendency for us to assume. I don't know. Is that something that happened?
Yeah, just stay the course. You know, game 1, we kind of panicked. I wouldn't say panicked, but, you know, when you get up and somebody's making a run, human nature is to kind of like slow down and try not to be aggressive. And, you know, today I thought we did a good job just playing with force and continuing to play the game and wait for our run too.
I've said all series long to Tim, over these highlights, to you, I think, it feels like you can get downhill and get to the basket at will. What's your sense of that? Just your ability that if you have it, whether you have space or not, you can get to the rim.
A lot of that has to do with my teammates. Being in the right spots offensively gives you a lot of space. Also, when they're hitting shots and they're being aggressive as well, it just opens up the floor. You know, there's 4 other people on the floor that they have to worry about. Obviously, one of those is Shea. That gives you a lot of gravity, too. And a lot of it is about just making the right read. Not every night is going to be, you know, me getting layups and running, but maybe creating an advantage for a teammate and things like that. And that's something that I try to learn every single game I play, regardless of finals or, you know, we're playing in December on the road or something.
They say numbers never lie, but like looking at the box the other night, I don't know how you guys won on a night where you only make 3 threes and Shea doesn't have an assist. But tonight you guys doubled up the threes almost immediately, the first quarter. The pace and the sort of the way the game script followed out for the first half felt like a game that you all have played feels like about 80 times this year. Is that a fair read that the way things played out really from start to finish was essentially the games that you've played from really October till now?
Yeah, for sure. I hate to keep saying like the same thing, but
that's okay.
Just the
I'll
way
try to ask a question that'll lead to a different answer.
Yeah, I'll try and give
That's my job.
Yeah. I think some of it is just like we're just trying to like learn through the game. So we try like to remember a lot of the games you're talking about through the start of the season till now. A lot of those prepare you for moments like this. So when you go through stretches where you're not scoring, it's like, all right, let's get some stops. Like there really aren't a lot of foreign moments to us. And when there are, and you look back, you learn from them, and you try and get better every time you play them.
The last one's always the most difficult, particularly when the first chance comes in their building, where you all have seen what that atmosphere is like. It's very much like this. It's a great home court. What's the sense of what your group will need come Thursday night to try to get your first championship here for your fans in Oklahoma?
First off, recovery, for sure. Definitely winning the days in between. We're going to look at film. We're going to figure out different ways that guys can like get treatment and stuff like that. And then from there, just understanding their mindset. Their back's going to be against the wall. They're going to be at home. Like you said, this is the toughest one to get. And I don't think we'd like it any other way.
You've talked human nature, and I think I admire that because we're all guilty of it to some degree. But you know you've got one here if you need it, right? Like if push comes to shove, worst case scenario, we'll have another one back home. How do you fight the idea that let's not let it get to that? Let's not have to come back here. As nice as it would be to do it in front of our home fans, let's not have to deal with 48 more minutes after Thursday.
Yeah, I think a lot of that goes like anything can happen in a Game 7, but we don't really look that far ahead. It's like we have an opportunity to be special for this next game, and that's what we're looking forward to. Like I said, you know, this is going to be the toughest one, just doing it on their home floor, and it's just a special opportunity we have to be great.
All right. I get handed these things. I'm always interested in what they are. I'll read them with it's a second career 40-point game. That's pretty good time to get it.
Nice.
And first Thunder player to score 25 in 3 straight finals games since Kevin Durant. Decent company to be keeping.
Nice. Shout out, KD.
You having fun?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
I appreciate, again, all business. All business. I'm just, we'll see what happens if you get this fourth one, because as you said correctly, it's not a race to 3. I appreciate your time.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.